Hello again from Custom Home Builder Solutions, also known as CHS, a job costing, full accounting, and profit management software for the professional home builder. As I was doing the previous videos about actual job cost database, and let's go there and open this, I realized that I'd like to add a couple more search fields into the big actual job cost database. So I'm going to go ahead and open that, and please watch the previous video about this whole database. What I'd like to show you is that I've added a couple of new things to search by. When you set up a job, you can assign it to a subdivision, and several builders sometimes use that subdivision if they have a multi-tenant kind of thing going on all in one. Even though it's not called a subdivision, they'll set up a subdivision for that one multi-tenant that might have various units, and then set up different jobs in the units. So I thought that you might like to have some search fields. You can notice if you scroll over here now that we show the subdivision and the floor plan. This is a different demo builder than we've been looking at before. And I'd like to show you how you could search for actual costs for one particular subdivision, or it's the same concept if you do it by a floor plan that you can attach. You might like to look at all the costs for a floor plan, a particular floor plan, and you attach that floor plan when you set up jobs. You also attach the subdivision when you set up jobs. And let's say we're interested in all the jobs in Simmer Creek subdivision, and like I said, it could be a big multi-unit that you gave one subdivision to also. And let's say that we're just interested in, this builder has a little bit different cost codes than the NHB, but we'll be interested in the cost code group plumbing for that subdivision. And let's submit our search for just that. Now you can see that it's a cost code rough plumbing, cost code top out, and you can see actually there's two jobs assigned to that subdivision, Simmer Creek. And so you can take a look at how much you paid, because they'll be sorted by job code next, how much you paid for each of those jobs. You can see the total. And then you could do your reports. You could do one report that's job cost by cost code, so that you see the cost codes like we're seeing on the screen, and each individual job and the actual cost for each one. And if you come down here, you get a total of all the plumbing for that subdivision, basically. Or you could decide maybe you want to do a report that's first by job and then cost, and so that you can see it starts out with the job, then shows all the costs just for that job, all the plumbing costs just for that job. Then it totals how much is for that job, and 100%. And these will give you little percents of how much of this 100% each one of these were, which could be interesting. And you could see the differences in how this one, rough plumbing, was 16% on that job, and rough plumbing is 18% on that job of the total plumbing. That's just of the total plumbing. If you run one of these reports for all costs, you didn't narrow it down to plumbing, your percents would be showing of the total costs. But there's a couple of different ways you might decide you're wanting to produce that, and I'll put these in as sample reports in the help area. And I just wanted to make you aware of how you can do that. On the subject matter of subdivisions or floor plans, I paused the video for a second because I want to be sure that you notice that there is something else that is available to look at the averages of costs for a particular subdivision, and we're going to actually go over these in the next video, but I did want to go ahead and mention this. This is going to go get all jobs and the estimated cost of completion that we've been looking at, and it's going to show the lines for all jobs for all cost codes. And what I wanted to show you is how you can search this. So it takes a little bit because it's gathering all that information for all jobs for all cost codes. But before we take a look at that, let's search this for that Simmer Creek and for those cost codes that were plumbing, like we were showing on that other actual cost database. Let's see how far this builder goes with 2 O's that are plumbing. And so I clicked my shift key so I could get all of those. And then I did the Simmer Creek subdivision. So let's do a search just for those, which is similar to, somewhat to the search, but notice that we can see the original budget and the original budget's average. These are averages. We can see those actual costs for rough plumbing and the actual cost averages, and you can do a results report of all of this so that you have some more about averages when you're trying to look at some particular kinds of cost codes or cost code areas, or you could do a whole report, of course, for all the cost codes for one subdivision to take a look at the averages. There's also some other average tools that we're actually going to be going over in the next video, but I did want to make you, since I started talking about subdivisions, I wanted to make you aware that there is a place where you can be getting averages of all the budget, actual costs, etc., so that you didn't think that was the only thing in actual cost database. This is just actual costs. That was the only thing available for looking at a whole subdivision or multi-tenant project. Anyway, I hope this helps, and thank you for watching.